Hi, welcome back to Still Addicted. My name is Isra. If you really struggle with regulating your emotions, sitting with discomfort, reacting when you get really intense emotions, etc., this episode is for you. I just want to give you some lived experiences and let you know that it's okay that you may not be able to sit with your feelings. I'm somebody who's 4 years clean and sober, and I really sometimes really do struggle with it. So I just want to do an episode to let you know that you're not alone and you don't need to have everything figured out. I experienced it yesterday. I basically have been, I love work, I love my job, and I love working and I love being busy and I love obviously setting up Ketamine Anonymous and helping others and going to different meetings and sponsoring, and I'm always busy. I love being busy, and I just realized, I think yesterday when I had a really chilled day and I felt down, and I realized every single time I have a relaxing day where I'm not doing anything, I feel down, and it's because I'm deflecting something. I don't know what it is. I need to figure that one out. But I really struggle with sitting with myself and not being busy all the time. I feel like I'm doing something wrong, or I feel like my thoughts become louder when I'm on my own. Not on my own, because I wasn't even on my own. I don't know how to explain it. As soon as I'm settled, whoosh, all of these intense emotions come, and discomforting emotions come to me. And I just want to work through it with you guys, really, because it's weird when I'm working and when I'm doing everything and I'm out from 7:30 in the morning till 8:30 at night. I've not really got time to think about my emotions. I'm just doing. And so then when I do sit and just chill, it's that overwhelming sense of, God, what is this? Who am I? Do you know what I mean? And it's weird because I've done so much work on myself. So I'm like, how am I still feeling like that now? 4 years in, how am I still feeling like this? But I think that's what I need to do this next year, is to learn to be able to sit with myself a lot more and get that balance. It's weird. I just done a step 10 with my sponsee, and the whole thing about step 10 is personal inventory. So I'm going to do that on a daily basis. Every night I'm going to do a personal inventory and see what things come up for me. I think obviously there's a big change happening in my life. I know that. So I'm not good with change. I don't think any addicts are good with change, really. So I do know that's happening. And I think I just need to be okay. Everything's going to be okay, and have a little bit more faith and have a little bit more trust in the process, and just know whatever happens in this new chapter in my life. But it's crazy. I just don't think about any of this stuff when I'm going 24 million miles per hour 24/7, and then when I do stop, it's like, oof, what is happening? But the tools that I'm going to use for myself is, like I said, step 10, personal inventory. It's basically asking myself certain questions like, I've been kind, have I put trust in a higher power today? I've got actually with me 2 seconds. Yeah. So there's stuff like, have I sought out guidance of my higher power today, and how? What have I done to be of service to my higher power and to the people around me? That kind of questions is a case of like, I actually taken time to actually have faith in the fact that things are going to be okay. And currently I haven't really been practicing that. Then what have I done to be of service to others? So I am of service to others, when especially around the meetings, sponsoring people. That takes me out of my own head and helps me actually see that this is the stuff that I need to be working on. So it kind of highlights things for me, which is a good thing. Do I see any old patterns in my life today? If so, which ones? Yes, I do. Then have I been resentful, selfish, dishonest, or afraid? I have been a few of those, but then it's basically asking me like different questions. Like there's 36 of them, but you don't need to do them all when after you've done step 10. And it will help me basically get it out on paper of what's happening and then what I need to do to make some changes, like moving forward. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm also just going to learn like a few more days in where I am just not doing anything and I am just chilling out instead of keeping my calendar busy all the time. I'm going to make sure I actually like force myself to have days where I'm just chilling and get myself a bit more comfortable with that. So it's all about being comfortable with being uncomfortable. I think obviously once I do that stuff, and I've this is the thing, I'm 4 years in, like done this. This has happened before and it will most likely happen again and I'll have to redo it again. It's an ongoing process. It's a lifelong process. So it's not going to be like I do this once and I'm fixed. I've got a lot of acceptance around that. Regarding like regulating my emotions without substances, I think I'm all right with that. I have times where I really want to use, but I know that those are just thoughts and I don't allow those thoughts to turn into action. So, what I do in those situations is I get myself to a meeting, I share honestly, I speak to my sponsor, I just know that time will pass. But my emotions, I find nowadays I can regulate them in a way where I know when I'm super happy, I don't need to be like going crazy and like um annoying everybody and being the fucking loud one. Do you know what I mean? Like I can just be happy. I am a very loud personality anyway, so I don't need to fucking do any more. I don't need to be obnoxious about it. And then when I'm sad, like yesterday, for instance, I keep using yesterday as an example because it's so present. But yesterday, I could have sat there and I could have wallowed and everything like that. But I ended up like I had things to do. I had to have my MOT done and all this stuff. So I was like, right, let's do that. I needed to take some paper, some documents to the post office, did that. And being outside, fresh air, going for a walk. And then I ended up deciding to go to for a pub dinner, get gorgeous sausage and mash, unreal, and take my dog with me, which was so nice. And it was like, instead of sitting and wallowing and being in that mindset, it's a case of, right, what can I do to help myself out of this? And it isn't about doing a million things. It was just a case of, I need tasks that I need to do. So I need to do them, which was my MO2. I couldn't, if I wanted to do what my head was saying yesterday, I would have just fucking fucked off the MOT and just stayed in bed all day. Do you know what I mean? I didn't. I just made sure I got myself up. I did what I needed to do. And then I took myself out for a nice walk. And then I had some gorgeous dinner. That's still chilling out for me, just not sitting in bed wallowing. Yeah. Then I also made sure I communicated it as well. Like I told a partner, and just like I said yesterday, I said, look, like this is how I'm feeling. I feel like every time I chill out and relax, I end up thinking that there's something missing and missing in every aspect of my life. Like I'm always striving for the next thing. And it's like, why can't I just be? And just by getting it out, they've helped me see that it's I need to practice on the fact that I have to get some more days in where I am just really like hardly doing anything. And also knowing as well, like sitting with myself isn't just me being sat down in a room, not moving, not doing anything. That's what I used to always think that was what sitting with oneself was. It isn't that. It's going for a walk. It's maybe even taking up a hobby like baking or whatever. And still be doing something. Yeah, it's just learning that I'm going through I go through a lull. Everything when I got into recovery, and you get into recovery, you expect everything to be all like up here, high, 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 high. That is not life. It's going to be up here, and then it's going to be down here, then it's going to be up here, and then it's going to be down here. And it's just accepting that that's is the situation. And I'm okay with that. Yesterday, I wasn't okay with that. But I now, by opening up, by speaking, by putting some things in place, I've come to that acceptance and I've been able to be okay. I've not reacted to those emotions. I've not stayed in bed all day. I've not wallowed in self pity. I've continued my life. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. But I don't really get angry. I don't really get resentful anymore. I just don't really have that in me anymore because I try and see the other person's views and I try to understand where that other person's coming from. However, my frustrated with my dad a lot of the time and my anger comes out when it comes to him. That is something that I am working on and I will probably always be working on. And it's down to me to put boundaries in place with him because of how it affects me. Do you know what I mean? So that's something that I'm learning. And that's the thing, like, if you do get angry at somebody or if you do get resentful over towards people, like, why is it? Let's look at yourself and your part in things. Are you allowing this person to do these things to you? And if so, you need to set boundaries. It's about looking within yourself and seeing what's it doing for you and how you can change for you. You can't change anybody else. You're powerless over people, places, and things. It's about what you can do for yourself. Yeah, I just think most of us have not been able to learn how to deal with our emotions, especially addicts. We don't know how to handle our emotions at all. We just learn to escape from them. So I think with recovery and doing the steps for me personally has really helped me learn what my emotions are and how I can deal with them. I don't get it right all the time. I still have my really off days and I still question a lot of things, but I do have the tools, which is opening up and speaking about it, getting my step 10 out, answering a couple of questions, and it all unfolds for me. And then I'm able to put the action in to better that situation. Yeah, I hope that helps and I hope that makes sense. But I'm going to leave it there. Thanks. Bye.